YouTube, welcome back. Gypso the Nomad here, and today's video is going to be a change of pace from my regular, normal scheduled programming. This is going to be something that I'm going to start bringing to my channel a lot more. I have a pretty wide array of interests, and I'm not just a person that lives in their car. I'm a human being. I want to talk about different things on my channel, and today I wanted to talk about a poem that was written by Aoki Lee Simmons, which is actually the daughter of Russell Simmons and Kimora Lee Simmons. She wrote a poem, and they posted it on the Shade Room, and that's where I saw the poem. And the poem really struck it didn't strike a nerve with me, but it definitely raised my eyes a little bit. It opened my eyes a little bit, because I was reading the comments of the post, and I wasn't really too excited about the things that I was seeing in the post, in the comment section of this poem. Painting, a song, a poem, a dance. I respect art, and anybody who can sit there and express their art and express their feelings and emotions in a healthy way, I'm always going to be here for that. So I'm not here to tear down this poem or Aoki Lee Simmons. I just want to voice my opinion on this poem and be, respectful to her art. So with that being said, I'm going to separate her from the poem. Now, the poem, I don't know the name of the poem. I didn't see a name, but I'm going to go ahead and read this poem to you guys, and then I'm going to talk about it. I am sensitive to white girls when they get the boys, the jobs, the things I wanted. Even if they don't get them, those are rare times. They never wonder if it's because of the color of their skin, and I am left to wonder if I lost out because of mine. I am sensitive to white girls, or perhaps the word is jealous, so aware of them when they walk through the world free from those kinds of doubts. One less thing on their shoulders, one less worry to bear. I am sensitive for white girls, for the doubts we all face, the glass ceilings we all try to break, the discriminations we all fight, but I can't help but wonder about the white girls. How does it feel to not constantly be told you are not beautiful or not enough in this harmful world? Aoki Lee Simmons. Okay, so you guys heard the poem. The comment section under that video is ridiculous. There's a lot of people in the comment section who didn't really read the poem. They just picked certain things from it and just ran with it any way they wanted to. The first line of that poem, I can see why some people kind of was like, okay, that's all I need to read. I'm about to just talk about this poem, because basically she says something along the lines of, white girls get the boys, they get the jobs, they get the opportunities, and she wonders if it's because of her skin color that she doesn't get that. And she says that the times that white people they don't get it, which she says is rare, do they wonder if it's because of their skin tone, or do they have that kind of thought in the back of their head, like, dang, I didn't get this job, is it because I'm white? You know what I'm saying? That's what she was saying. And then in the second paragraph, she says she's jealous of the fact that they don't have those thoughts. She never said she was jealous of white women. She said she was jealous of the fact that white women can go through the world without the burden of wondering, is my hair too ethnic looking? Is my skin, how's my skin? I'm black, so are people worried about me coming into this library or this restaurant or this store? Like, that's a fear that white people don't have, which is a fear that a lot of black people have, including myself sometimes. Like, I've gone places where, especially with me having this afro on my head, I've gone places and been looked at crazy, and people look at me strange, and it makes me wonder, like, dang, like, should I, like, not come here? Like, it's a thing. It's not something that she's making up. It's a real thing. She wasn't saying she's jealous of white people. She's jealous of the fact they can go in places and it's not a problem. They're not looked at any kind of way. They're not followed around. That's just the world we live in. But, the first line, the boys, the jobs, the things that I wanted, basically saying that sometimes she doesn't get those things. And my thing is, that's not even exclusive to the black and white experience. There's a lot of people in the black community who feel that exact same way, not even towards white people, towards our own community. There's this thing, called colorism, where certain shades get certain privileges, certain hair textures get certain privileges. And, for example, a dark-skinned lady or woman may find this guy attractive, but he's only attracted to light-skinned women. So it's the same thing. So I would say you can definitely tell this was written by a younger woman, because when you live life a little bit, you kind of can open your horizons a little more, because there's plenty of white people who are struggling, and there's plenty of white people who don't get that job, who don't get the boy, and who don't get opportunities. So you can tell that it was written from somebody who was younger. And as somebody who's pretty young myself, I'm 24. When I was 18, this sounds like something that I might have wrote, because if you're a sane black person in America, if you're somebody who looks at your environment and who looks around, a little bit, at some point you get upset. At some point you're gonna be mad at America. You're gonna be mad at the community. You're gonna be mad at just the way that black people are the way that black people have to move in this society. You're gonna get upset at some point. So I understand the frustration in this poem, and I understand the anger in a lot of it. And well, I didn't really feel anger, but I understand. Yeah, but I do want to say this, she's in a very unique situation, because she's very privileged in the fact that she has very wealthy parents. The concerns that she has, the boys, the jobs, the things, which I think is the biggest thing in the poem. Everything else made perfect sense to me. The poem made perfect sense to me, but that was the line that I feel a lot of people were hung on. The boys, the jobs, and the things. She, in her situation, and this is the thing, you can't take away from somebody's experience, but at the same time, we have to be honest. In her situation, she's a millionaire. She has parents that are millionaires. She's not really going to face these same issues. Now, I see it's still very valid points. There are a lot of black women, black people, and even a lot of other minorities who do face these problems. There's a lot of black women, black men who don't get, the boys or the jobs because they are a certain color, or because, they look a certain way. So those are very real problems. It's just from her, I think that was the problem a lot of people were having, because it was the messenger. It wasn't really the message. A lot of people were blinded by the messenger. Personally, I have had jobs where I felt like my advancement was definitely stunted because of me being black. Now, I am the type of person who, I don't give a shit. I don't care about that kind of stuff, because when you get to a certain evolution in your black journey, because it is a journey being black, when you get to a certain evolution in your black experience, you start to not care about John getting the promotion over you. You start to not care about Karen getting the promotion over you. You start not to care about that stuff, because at the end of the day, what's for you is for you. Nobody can ever take away something that's for you. You know what I mean? And I remember when I was in these jobs, and and a lot of times they were actually Hispanic people, because I used to work in construction. Whenever I was dealing with this, there'd be Hispanic people that would come in after me, and they would get promoted before me. They would move up, and I remember when I was first experiencing that, it frustrated me a lot. But at the same time, I always had this understanding that racism and that kind of stuff is only as powerful as you allow it to be. You're gonna deal with racism when you put yourself in situations to have that happen to you. For example, you work at a white-owned company, predominantly white staff members, yet you think you're supposed to advance faster than the white people that work there. And I know it's supposed to be fair, but it's not. Um, it's like a family. Why would a person put you ahead of their family? Why would me, a black person with a business, and I'm just being honest, why would a black person with a family business hire a white person and expect that white person to advance faster than my black family, given that they have the same skill sets and they're doing the same good quality work? Now, if this white guy is not doing the same quality, I mean, this white guy is performing better than my black family, of course, because at this point, it's not even about color. It's not about none of that other stuff. This is just about business. Of course, you're going to get the promotion. But if I have a white man and a black man, same qualifications, why would I not promote my own people first? People got to use common sense. And I'm not for racism. I'm not for that or anything, prejudice or none of that. But I'm just being honest about how the world works. That's just the reality of the situation. You're going into spaces that are not for you in the first place. America was not built for black people to thrive in. So, especially in the white community, we're going to these white businesses and expecting to advance like the white people. No, that's not realistic, and I'm tired of black people complaining about stuff like that. You have to go to spaces where it's made for you. Black-owned businesses. You go to those black-owned businesses, you start a black-owned business, then you can't complain about racism because at this point there's nothing holding you back. If that makes sense. I'm not going to go and complain about racism at an all-white job. I'm like one or two black people there. That's so dumb to me in my head. And I really believe that a lot of black people's problems with racism would be solved if we had our own jobs, our own communities, our own restaurants, grocery stores, our own everything. A lot of our problems will be solved. So I've never been a person to complain about racism because to me it always felt counterproductive. There's no point in complaining about racism if you're not going to make a change to better your community and fight racism on a economical level. You're not going to ever march and say, white people, you need to treat me like you treat your white people. Where does that make sense? Where does that make sense? It doesn't. And I'm just being honest here. And I kind of went off on a tangent with this video, but I think I got my point across. I understood this poem, but I also this poem opens the door for a lot of other discussions. And I definitely want to talk more about this stuff on my channel, because a lot of people have the wrong mindset, which is always going to lead you to the wrong. The wrong mindset is going to lead you to the wrong results. You're going to have the wrong expectations of society, and it's just not going to be beneficial for you or anybody else. So that's it for this video. Subscribe for more videos. Gypso the Nomad signing out. Peace. If you like these kinds of videos, deeper discussions, definitely let me know, because yeah, I'm a nomad and I live in my car, but that's not all I am. I'm a black man. I got black experiences. I've dealt with my own shared problems. I'm not racist. I'm not prejudiced. So don't come to my channel being racist. I don't like that. That's not what this channel is about. This channel is about helping people. This channel is about making change. It's about moving forward. It's about changing your life for the better. I don't want to... A lot of negative, bad talk is just bringing you back. And that's not what I'm here for. But shout out to Aoki Lee Simmons for this poem. I understood it. It was a good poem. Opened a lot of interesting points. And yeah, that's it for this video. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.